that Torah is very deep thing. It's very stuff, very, very deep. It's so deep that it can make damage to people that don't learn Torah. And yeah, it can cause you a lot of problem when you learn Torah in wrong way. And it's very difficult to find right way. It's very easy to come to wrong way of learning Torah. And you probably know this story, but I will tell you again. But you know the story about 4 rabbis that they went to Pardes. Pardes, it's garden, but it's not garden. It's 4 levels of learning Torah. It's letters Pshat, Remez, Drash, Sod. It's simple understanding, like a hint to something that hiding after this text, and it's a explanation, deep explanation of Torah, and it's a secret, 4th level, secret. And when those 4 rabbis, not just rabbis, Tanaim, it's level, the highest level that a rabbi can be. It's more than Amoraim, for example. Yeah, they are teachers of Amoraim. It's Akiva, very, very deep, high level of learning Torah. 3 of them almost they damaged. One of them it became crazy. Ben Zoma, Ben Azai. Different midrashim, but Ben Azai became crazy. Ben Zoma, he died only when he just met this level of secret level of Torah. He died. Ben Azai became crazy, and Elisha ben Avuya became epicures, like kofer. It's like atheist or heretic. And only Rabbi Akiva, so it also was only and it also was by interruption of Kadosh Baruch Hu that he saved him. He also were like supposed to be to had damage with this learning of Torah. But only because Kadosh Baruch Hu saved him, he went out of Pardes like a normal situation. So we understand that Torah is very, very dangerous thing. That's why Chazal they thought what they can do. They know all those Torah, and if they will keep in secret, other generations they won't know that. If you write it and you teach that, it won't be secret. They can bring damage. It's hurt you. It can hurt you. But if you will tell openly, no, so sorry. If you say it openly, it can hurt you. If you keep secret, it will disappear. Nobody will know those secrets, and this is Torah. It's our Torah, and nobody knows it. So what they can do? So they decided to go in 2 directions. One direction, it's really to keep it in secret and to tell to other generation from rabbi to his student, his pupil, from father to son. They will tell that and they'll say, keep this secretly. That one direction. It's called it Kabbalah, or Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. He started all this Sefer HaZohar and all that connected to Kabbalah. And and there are today a lot of people that they teach Kabbalah, but you should know that there is very famous expression of people that learn Kabbalah. They say, "Who knows will never say. Who say it, he doesn't know." So, and it's true. It's there is another way of learning those secrets. That means, what does it mean secret? Deep level of Torah. And this way that they Chazal learn how to formalize, how to say it, their those secrets, how define them in this way that simple people will understand simple level, and deep people will understand deep level. The same things, the same text, the same sentences. He says something, and people say, "Okay, that it was written," and they stay here. And who knows that it stays something behind that, and he keep learning, he investigate what it's written really, he will know those deep levels. It's a very special way to talk. That is everything that Chazal says, that is written in this way. Halacha, what we learn, how some ox nagach, I don't know, he hit a cow, and how they find some talit, and they think how to divide, how to split this talit, and who have to give money for him for that, and all those stories, everything that is written in Gemara. All that is written in these 4 levels. But people that they don't learn that, they don't understand. They think that it's written how you should pay money for damage that you did, or if you or all kind of things, like regular. And that the way. Maybe I'll give you example. Yeah, maybe I'll give you example for that. It's written in Torah that when Yaakov come back from Lavan, he lived with Lavan in Babylon, and now he is coming back, and he met his brother Esav that wanted to kill him, and maybe now he want to kill him also. So it's written in Torah that he wrote him letter. That is, in this letter, it was written, he wrote like this: I lived with Lavan, it was 22 years he lived there, and I bought there ox and donkey, and slaves and other things. And immediately, and that's what he sent to him. And Chazal asked, that what he said to him? Like, you didn't meet your brother 22 years, and he wanted to kill you, and you're afraid of him, and he all says, and that what you have to say to him? I was in America 20 years, I bought car, Buick, I have now my Chevrolet, what? That's what you write to it's impossible. It's unbelievable. No, it's something hidden there, but it's hidden. Chazal says, when he says ox, sure, it's ox, right? He say ox, he mean that this word before. The word ox when if you learn Gemara, you know that it's not ox. It's not. There are four kind of things that they bring damage. It's avot nezikin. It's shor, bor, hever, ve'adam. Or there are four types of any damage that you make in the world. There are just four types of this damage. One of them it calls shor, but it doesn't mean that it's really ox. It can be also a cat or any animal. So so now they tell us ox. It's not ox. It's some idea of damage that your animal. Another level, you know that ox is an angel. You remember in the Yechezkel, he see chariot, and in this chariot there are four angels. One of those angels is eagle, a lion, and ox, and man. This ox is angel. What does it mean, angel ox? Angel with wings and the head of ox? No, of course not. It's abstractive idea. So what is abstractive idea? It's idea of power. The ox, it's a symbol. It's not really animal. ברוך השם.
כתבתי, פרסמתי חלק ב'.
כן, נכון, זה באמת ככה. כן, כן, ויש ג'. It's not animal, it's an idea that called power and strength of working, that is angel, ox. So what is fourth level? Fourth level, it says that ox, it's in Hebrew, it's the same word of vision. In Hebrew, when you say shuru, there are few words for looking. You can say like to see, to look, to examine. There are like few, like in English, also in Hebrew. One of the synonym of vision, of looking, it's called lashur. Lashur. If you who knows Hebrew, there is a verse in Bilam. He says, "Ashurenu ve'eno karov." I see, and it's Ashurenu, shur. There is song, shuru abitu ur'u. There are three words of shuru abitu ur'u. So, what does it mean really, ox in Hebrew? In fourth level, Rabbi Milizhansk says that the fourth level of vision, it's your when you see Hashem, when you meditate in Shem Hashem, and you understand the deep level of Yud Kei Vav Kei Shem Hashem, that it means ox. And what does mean donkey? It means matter. That you control of matter. And why donkey is matter? Because in Hebrew, donkey it's homer, chamor. It's matter. When you translate exact, chamor, it's that you have power, control the matter, and you perceive את הקדוש ברוך הוא. Perceive, this is word shor in Hebrew. Yeah? So in this level, they talk. Simple people, when they read, Jacob says to Esau, I bought a donkey and the ox and the, okay, he understands something. And deeper, 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 and until the same thing also our some rabbis, not all of them, but some rabbis also, they talk in few levels. For example, Rambam, he write in book that Moreh Nevuchim, how is it?
The Guide to the Perplexed.
Guide for
Perplexed.
perplexed.
Perplexed, it means like confused.
Confused, yeah, exactly. So in this book, he says that I write you in levels, in few levels, and you should know that try to learn my things in this level, in this way. Now, also Maharal, he also write in this way. And about 20 years ago, I wrote this book about Maharal, and Maharal, and all this book, it talk about one small article of Maharal. He had 32 articles. It calls Netivot Olam. And one of the smallest article, it calls Ahavat Area. It's about 10 pages, but approximately. And about to explain each word and each sentence and each word of this article, it comes this book. Yeah, I wrote 5 years from morning to evening. It's very very I would say it's very exciting to when you read and you understand. Wow, he says something else. Wow, it's written something else, and more and more and more and more and more and more. There's those levels you go. Now, Maharal, for example, I'll give you example how he interpretate things of Chazal. You probably know there is very famous expression in Pirkei Avot. Pirkei Avot that it's some it's Mishnayot about moral level, the moral. And in this Pirkei Avot, it's written that Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, he was a teacher of Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Yeshua, and Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yeshua, they were teachers of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva, he was teacher of Rabbi Shimon ben Zakkai that wrote Zohar, the secret part of Torah. You know, it's like a highest level of wisdom, of depth, of very, 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 the genius people. Now, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai asked his the closest students. He says, student? No, student. He asked them, what do you think? What's the best thing that there is in this world? But in order that you will give me an answer, what it is, you have to go out of Beit Midrash. Go to the world. And they meet people, look other things, and they like scanner this world outside of Beit Midrash. And then come back and tell me, what's the best thing that there is in the world that person should have? And they went, and after a few time, some time, they came back and they have answered. One says it's the good friend. Another said it's a good eye, good looking, good way of looking. Third said good heart. Fourth said good neighbor. And fifth said that you know what will be in future. That's it. And after that he says, go again and come back and say, what's the worst thing that there is in the world? They went again outside, they come back, and they say, four of them say the same thing, and just one says that something else. Okay, it does make a difference. Now, you understand, like this story, it's impossible to understand in simple level. Like, if will someone come to you and say, there is some school in Pennsylvania, just public school, and then children in sixth grade, they have a teacher, a little bit old, he about already 60 years old approximately, but his name is Albert Einstein, and he teach them math. In sixth grade, Albert Einstein, maybe it's the same name. No, it's the Albert Einstein. You say it's impossible. I don't believe. Why it's impossible? Because what he can teach, I also can teach. It's impossible. It's unbelievable. No, if he did that, he wastes his time, or he has some goal. I don't know. Maybe he want to teach to all people some education and some I don't know. But it's impossible that Albert Einstein will teach math in sixth grade. The same thing with rabbis. It's impossible that Rabbi Eliezer will come, and Rabbi Eliezer also, and he will say such a banal thing. Oh, it's best thing in the world that you have good friend. Oh, man. Psh. Great guy, you say, right, yeah, good friend. And I will tell you, it's good neighbor. Oh, yeah, man, you're right. What's going on here? It's impossible. It's impossible that they will talk in such a shallow things in the world. That everybody can say that. And why they have to go out of the Beit Midrash and look in the world, to scan the world? What's your opinion? What is the best thing in the world? He says, good car, good wife, good friend, good. Okay, everybody will say something. You don't need Albert Einstein to say the best thing in the world is good neighbor. So we understand that it has to be something deep. What is depth? And Maral explained that it also strange thing. Okay, let's say they tell you some genius idea. The best thing in the world it's a good heart, like Rabbi Elazar said. Okay, so Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai said, yes, this is the expression, the best. He include all of other things. And when he says what's the worst thing, so he says bad heart. So why they keep saying their idea that they said in the beginning? Good friend, bad friend, he says now, bad neighbor, bad eye. Why they didn't change all of them in his opinion? Okay, so what stand behind all that? Maral explained they really talk about God revelation. It's one of the way how Hashem revealed himself in this world. There is kind of a revelation of Hashem that it called good friend. Why? Why good friend? Because friend, it's there is difference between friend and brother. Brother, it's you how you connect to Hashem with no choice. Your brother is something that is close to you without that you choose it. It just you were born with this man. You don't like him, you don't need him, but he is your brother. Friend is something that you choose, so you can relate to Hashem in those two ways. One way that you say, why we Jews, why you are religious, why you that? Because you were born like that. So that's why you are religious. But there is higher level, and it's Baal Tshuva. It's someone that he, or Ger, that he decided to come to Judaism. He decided to choose his faith. And that way of connection to Hashem, it calls friend. In Hebrew, friend, it's connection. This is the same word. Friend, chaver. Chaver comes from chibur. הוא התחבר, הוא התחבר. Ach, it's ichui. It's he didn't choose. He was born like this. But chaver is somebody that get closer.
Came together.
Yeah, that they decided to be together. And that level is higher than to be just. So he says that's the thing that best in the world. Now, in other opinion, he says neighbor. What does mean neighbor? Why neighbor is the best thing in the world? It's a Hashem revelation. As a neighbor, what this revelation says? That what does it mean neighbor to us? If it's someone that he is always in your home and he is there, so he is a part of your family, or he's his friend, but neighbor that always in your home, he occupied you, he intervened, it's terrible situation. All the time in your home, your neighbor, go away. You don't want him all the time here. You want him behind the wall. If you need something, so go to him and he'll come to you. You have connection. Yes, very good, wonderful. I want to have neighbors, but not that he will interrupt in my life. And that is the way how HaKadosh Baruch Hu connected to this world. Hashem here all the time. Yes, always. But we never see him. He's never present. I mean, he never disturb you. He always, there is something that divide between us and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this division, this separation from Hashem, the separation, from one hand, he is close to us. He's not alien. He's not absolutely different. From one hand, Hashem connect to us. But from another hand, he is outside of us. And this dialectical situation, this like a double action, double situation, that from one hand it's like this, from another hand it's like this, it's like a, it calls shachen. And shachen in Hebrew, it's the same word that Hashem revelation that calls Shechina. Shechina, that is idea of a shachen. That what meant Rabbi Yossi when he says to his rabbi, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, that he went out and he came back, and he says the best thing that can be, it's good neighbor. He meant this connection to Hashem, that Hashem gives us our autonomy. He gives us opportunity to be as we are. He's not here all the time. He's not present here all the time, that we can be ourselves. If your neighbor will be sitting in your salon all the time and in your bedroom, and go away. I cannot be myself. And from the other hand, I want him. And that what meant Rabbi Yossi when he says Shachen Tov, or Rabbi Yeshua said Chaver Tov. That's what meant, and all of them. Yeah. Now, what's the worst thing that can be? It's Shachen Ra, when he's, or Chaver Ra, the bad connection, and all that. That also, it's only what I tell you now. It's only examples that how Chazal talks. It's just examples for their language that we say before, that they create such kind of language that they say something and you understand in one way, he understands another way, and someone else in a deeper way. It depends on your quality, your how long you learn, how much you know, and your IQ, everything, your purity, let's say, your morality, everything. It depends on the level of your perception, how you perceive the words of Chazal. And now the main idea, how it's all, main idea that stands behind all that I try to tell you, that we understand that all our life, it's revelation of Hashem. You understand? It's like if you say all this book in one sentence, shortly, I will say like this: that he teach the name of this book is Nativ LeMaharal, and then it's based on Nativ Ahavat Hareah. It's like love your neighbor. This is a expression. So what it means? It means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu appear in our reality through all kind of connection that we have in our life. It's very difficult to explain, not because of English. It's in Hebrew and in other languages. It's very difficult to explain this idea. That's why I wrote it so much. But I'll try anyway. I'll try to understand, to explain. But now you try to understand, not more what I'll tell you, but you try to understand me. I know that it's very difficult to explain. So it depends on your understanding. Now, what I try to tell, it's you know that Kadosh Baruch Hu create this world in this way that it can be different world. For example, the fact that we have brothers. He could create the world that we won't have brothers. It can be like like a infusoria or amebot. They divided by themselves, and they like this. We don't have to have men and women in order to have children. It can be different way. And that's what Hashem show us in nature by fact that exists amebot. He show us that he can that the world can exist in alternative way. Amebot it's alternative, like a way of
Reproduction.
reproduction. Thank you. So, and if he decided, so I mean, the fact that I have my brother, it means that Hashem want to tell me something by that. So my brother, my neighbors, my sister, my mother, my father, all my everything that around me, surround me, those ways how Hashem revealed himself by those kind of connections that I have in reality with other people. You understand that? I'll give you another example. It's written that Kadosh Baruch Hu will take us from Egypt by his strong hand. Zroa netuya, b'yad chazaka v'zroa netuya. So I ask immediately, Hashem has hand and finger big as a Europe? What kind of hand Hashem has? Of course, there is no such a thing, a hand of Hashem. So what it means, it's what it's written. It's a metaphor, allegory. Allegory, it's like a metaphorical expression, like he has hand, but it really doesn't. He really doesn't. It's an example that he has hand. But you can see the same situation, opposite direction. What's opposite direction? Of course, HaKadosh Baruch Hu has hand. Of course. But we don't know what it is, hand of Hashem. It's above, it's our perception. So, how we can understand this verse in Torah that it's written, Yad Hashem or Mema, Hashem has hand. How can I understand this verse in Torah if it will be written, the thing that I don't understand? In order that I will understand this Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu create me with my hands. So my hand, they are metaphora. This is example that in order that I should understand that Hashem's not just like an abstractive idea that exists in some space, and this idea that influences on us, and no, it's Spinoza, exactly. Hashem, he's influencing our world. He's doing something here. He's acting in our world. So how can I explain the fact that Hashem do something in our world? She's acting in this world. This I will call yad, hand. What does it mean, hand? It's not a piece of bones and meat. Hand, it means that your ability to function, to do, to interrupt, to create, to do something. So that is meaning the fact that Hashem has hand. The same thing, now we come to conclusion, and how this lesson connects to other previous lessons that we start to talk about marriage. Your wife, she is Hashem's revelation. That you have to understand. your spouse, your husband, your wife, it's not just, okay, my brother, my son, my dad. No. This one of the main Hashem's revelation in this world. And in this level, we have to relate to our spouse. And she also, and we talk about that. It's not you have some megalomaniacal idea about your poor wife. No, you talk with her, you explain her this lesson, and she understands who are you, who you are. That you also are Hashem's revelation, and we try to live by those rules, those ideas. We try to make them be in our life. It's not just some abstractive ideas. We try to behave to each other and to talk about that and to act in between each other and we remember that with whom I talk, and she remember that, and we try to build our relationship in this level. And that's why we talk about Torah, that it calls living Torah, Torat Chaim. It's not some abstractive idea. It's idea that appear in reality. And when it's appear in reality, its Torah became be alive here by us. That is the basis of Jewish family. That's what we try to build, and because of that, we try to find someone, some girl, before we married here, that she understands it. You talk about that in your date. You can say in a date, you can talk about weather, about politics, about movie that you say, and you'll waste your time. In date, we talk about deep things, and you understand what it is, and she doesn't understand. You explain here, and she see it. Yes, she understand, and that's why I want to fix my character, because it's disturbed to you. That's why I work in my qualities, my behavior, and she has to work in her behavior, and we work that we can reveal this level of unity between us that Rabbi Akiva called it Shechina. Im ish veisha im zachu Shechina b'neim. Men and women, if they deserve, they can have God's divine emanation, presence between them. Be'ezat Hashem, we'll continue to talk about that.